Here are two Uniden AMH 350 VHF transceivers. These are older units I got at a Hamfest. I think they were like $1 a piece. Unknown if they worked or not. This unit here is completely dead. It's got a direct short. This unit actually works. It's a receiver running in minus 117 dBm, not fully quieting but pretty close, and testing the transmitter. (152, 916, 917) and 31 watts. Test 1 2, test 1 2 3, test 1 2 3, test. So that one works. This one, like I say, is dead. I'm surprised this one actually worked. There was a large nest in here in the corner. Looked like a mouse. I don't know how he got in this thing. But I took it out and I actually scrubbed the board with soap and water and left it in the sun for a couple days to dry out, and this one works. I don't know what's wrong with this one. I'll have to look and see, figure out what's wrong with this one. Anyway, these are kind of interesting too, how they program the frequencies in this thing. They don't use crystals for different channels. They've got a little programming board here. Not sure how this works. I'll have to do some more investigating into this. Obviously I have to program this to operate in the ham bands and also tune it up. I don't have any documentation for this. I couldn't find any schematics or manuals online, so that's going to be one of the problems. Here's a Motorola chip. It's a MC 145152P, which is probably part of the synthesizer. And this socket over here has these little modules that plug in, and I'm assuming this is to program the frequency. So there must be some kind of an input to this chip here that allows programming, and I'm not sure, but these may be either diode, no, probably resistor array in here, either that or diodes. I'm not sure. I'll have to do some research on it. Anyway, these boards plug in here, and then there's a connection here. If anybody has any information on these units, or where I can get a manual, maybe you can put it in the comments. Like I say, this unit here is dead. This one's actually working. They're in the high VHF band. This one's 152.917 megahertz. So I'm going to try to figure out why this one is got a short on the input. The input power supply is shorted. I put it on a current limited supply and set at 12 volts, limiting the current at a couple amps. The voltage dropped right down to 1 volt and at full current, so there's something pulling the power supply down. Anyway, I'm gonna check into that and then we'll see what we get. This is the second unit, the one that didn't work, had a short. It's a AMH 350 Uniden Force, and on this one I found this 10 microfarad tantalum capacitor, and it's only rated at 16 volts. It's this one here, C352, I replaced with a 10 microfarad 35 volt tantalum. These blue tantalum seem to give a lot of trouble here. This was shorted, which shorted out the B plus here, or the V plus on the transmitter. Well, the second unit is working now. Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Let's see, 28.8 watts. Same frequency as the other unit. They must have come from the same source. Let's see the receiver. And once again, this was the culprit here. This little tantalum capacitor, rated at 16 volts. I replaced it, it was this cap here, I replaced it with a 35 volt tantalum. So evidently it didn't like something that got in there. So the next step is to try to figure out how to program these things. If anybody knows a source for a manual of these, maybe you could let me know in the comments. These are Uniden units, AMH 350s. They're VHF. I looked all over the internet. I can't find anything, information otherwise. Especially how to program these little modules here. I found a date on that synthesizer chip. It's a Motorola chip. It's kind of interesting. You can look this up. It is on the internet. Must be a common IC, or at least it was. But what's interesting is down here has internal pull-up resistors on the inputs, and it looks like all you have to do is tie an input low. They're tied high to a logic 1, and all you have to do is pull it low. So it looks to me like this may be possible to use dip switches to set the frequencies of these things. I don't know. If anybody has an idea, maybe you could put a comment in the comment section. But that would be nice to be able to manually program the inputs of this thing. So right now it's in low end of the VHF public safety band, 152. So it should tune down into the ham bands quite easily, I would think. And then I'll just retune the tuned circuits. Anyway, that's that for this one. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.